Good afternoon, third grade, online learners. It's possible there might be some people absent, and when you're absent, you're not considered absent if you're working at home. So if you're working at home, you should watch this video. You should do your journal entry, but there's no journal entry today, just Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And you should do your quiz and study your study guide. So everything you need to do is on Google Classroom. You do not everybody has textbooks at home because we don't have enough for everybody in two classes to take textbooks home. So you do not even need your textbook as long as you study your study guide. What you're missing if you don't have your textbook is stuff like this, the pictures, and the pictures kind of tell a story. So it's worthwhile, if you can, to have a textbook, but we don't have enough for everybody. So study your study guide, study the websites, take the quiz, you'll be fine. I'm going to read the lesson today because some of you do not have textbooks at home. And I'm going to ask my homeroom class right now, if your desk is open, you should close your desk. And if you have a computer out, you shouldn't. Your desk should be closed all the way and your hands are on top of them, because that's the only thing we're doing right now. We are not coloring, we're listening to the lesson. Okay. Surface of the earth. Earth's surface is made up of water and land. Hold on one second. Somebody started to color. Do not do that. Landforms such as mountains and valleys can be found on Earth's surface. Water on Earth's surface. Some people think that from space, Earth looks like a big blue marble. Earth is sometimes called the blue planet because about 3/4 of its surface is covered by water. The remaining 1/4 of the surface is land. Most of Earth's water is salt water. Salt water is found in the oceans and seas. Lakes, rivers, and streams have a different kind of water called fresh water. Water you use for drinking, washing, and cooking is fresh water. So most of the water on Earth is salt water, but that doesn't mean there's not a lot of fresh water. There's a lot of it. And here's a picture of Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is all fresh water. And if you've ever seen that for real, that's a lot of water. It does not really compare to the ocean, though. The ocean is huge. That's where most of Earth's water is. Satellite photos that show that almost 3/4 of the Earth's surface is water. Only a very small amount of water on Earth is fresh water. And only a tiny amount of this fresh water is usable by living things. The rest of the fresh water is unavailable. It cannot be used because it is frozen in huge masses of ice called glaciers. You have already learned that fresh water is found in rivers, lakes, and streams. It's also found in soil, air, and large spaces in deep underground rock. Okay, so only 3% of the Earth's water is fresh water. 97% is salt water. If you're going to use salt water for drinking, you have to get all the salt out of it. It'll actually make you more thirsty if you drink salt water. So you think you're drinking water and you think, oh, this is going to quench my thirst. It's not. Salt water makes you more thirsty. I used to say to my mom, how can people be on a ship in the middle of the ocean and be worried about water? They're surrounded by water. And she told me, you can't drink that water. Even fresh water, guys, if you're out in the middle of a lake, you don't want to drink it. It's not treated with chlorine. You could end up getting sick from it. Okay, on the next page, we start to see landforms. And Earth's landforms. You have probably seen several different features of the land. Perhaps you have gone hiking to the top of a mountain. A mountain is a landform. A landform is part of the Earth's surface that has a certain shape and is formed naturally. Earth has several kinds of landforms. The most visible landform is a mountain. A mountain is a raised part of the land, usually with steep sides, that rises above the area around it. Some mountains are high, rocky, and topped with snow. Others are lower and covered with trees. A valley is a low area surrounded by mountains. A plateau is a large, flat land area raised above the land around it. A mountain is the highest landform, and the highest mountain on Earth is Mount Everest. A canyon is a deep valley that forms when rivers cut through layers of rock. A plain is a large flat area of the Earth's surface. Okay, and on the last page, we have a picture of one of the states. Mapping. If you want to know what kind of landforms are found in your area, you can always look at a map. Many maps show rivers, mountains, and valleys. A landform map tells you about the shape of the land's surface. Mountains are drawn to look like mountains, and valleys are drawn to look like valleys. Some maps use symbols to represent different kinds of landforms. On these maps, a key tells you what each symbol stands for, such as river, valley, and mountain. West Virginia has many landforms, and that's a picture of the state of West Virginia. If you ever drive through there, there's lots of mountains. It's very beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful states in the United States to drive through because of all the landforms. Okay, in the last page, there are some review questions, and if you get a chance at home, you may want to read those questions and answer them either on paper or discuss with your parents. Now, that's if you have the book. If you don't have the book, do your 3 journal entries for the week. Make sure you study your study guide and watch the videos every day, because sometimes you learn from the videos. The other thing is websites. Our websites, I should say. Do your journal entries based on the websites, and you'll learn more about what we're talking about. Okay, let me do a time check here. And we are at 6 minutes and 50 seconds. So we have about 10 seconds to get to 7 minutes. Everybody say hello, online learners. Okay, we'll try to do a hello parade another day, and we hope to see you soon. Goodbye.